let me say my journey into software engineering was like a chanced upon thing, a challenge. When I was in uni, I was a bit scared and skeptical about what I would be in future. I wasn't thinking I was going to be a software engineer because even at that time, I wasn't having the laptop. People are saying AI will replace most developers because of what AI is currently doing. I will panic a bit about AI, but also I see AI to be like a companion. It's supposed to aid you to achieve what you want to do, but not to replace you necessarily. You are like an empty coconut and you want the robot to come and control you. So if you don't know what you are doing, AI will mess you up.
A lot of students want to get into software engineering. What will you recommend to them?
Always try to get the problems, sit down to analyze those problems, how to think outside the box.
Do you think the university degree is enough to succeed you in the tech industry?
Because our line of work is about what you can do, not what you hold. The certificate is going to make you eligible to go apply for the job. And then what will make you stay and what will make you gain more is your skill. And most of young software engineers I see always want to brag about things. Hey, I'm doing polymorphism to do what? Build your skill first. Imagine if you're a repository of knowledge and skills that give solutions to people.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Chat with Selly's Podcast. I am your host, Selly, and I am incredibly excited to finally be here having this conversation with you. This podcast was created to explore ideas, innovations, and shape the people's future. And today's episode sets the tones perfectly. I am honored to be joined by Mr. Henry Miller, a software engineer and a forward-thinking space in the tech environment. He's going to share with us a powerful insight in software engineering and AI revolution in Africa. As technology begins to shape the future, Africa is standing at a very interesting crossroad, and Mr. Henry Miller is someone who truly understands what this means for beginners, developers, and the next generation as a whole. Mr. Henry Miller, I am incredibly excited to have you here as my first guest of the podcast.
I'm excited to be here. Okay. But with all these accolades, are you sure?
Of course, I am very sure. I'm very sure. You are someone who truly understand what the tech space in Africa, or Ghana to be specific, means. Because upon all what you do, as we know you as a very good software engineer.
Sure, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, all right. So we are going to start a conversation. So first of all, we would like you to share with us, can you tell us a bit about your journey into software engineering, especially what it was like when you were just starting up?
Okay, my journey with software engineer, I think it started from school. Yep. I think I was somewhere level 200, and then I happened to go do my internship, all right, in the uni. And at that time, I wasn't even having a laptop of my own. So I had to go take my sister's laptop. It was a notebook computer. So when I went there, I was given a project to do before they would take me to come work as an intern, right? So that was how it started. I had to go watch some YouTube tutorials like you all do now. And then from there, I realized that I could push myself to learn more and then do stuff. Yep. So that was my journey into software engineering.
So already you were passionate about being a software engineer?
To say passionate about it, I think I wasn't thinking I was going to be a software engineer because even at that time I wasn't having the laptop like I told you. Sure. So a challenge drove me into that particular space because I was supposed to do that task. I had to try and then learn and then do it. So let me say my journey into software engineering was like a chanced upon thing, a challenge.
Wow.
Good.
Wow.
Yep.
Trying to solve a problem.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. So were you always confident in tech? or did you ever struggle or doubt yourself?
Oh, for the struggles is a lot. Even right now as a software engineer, I still sometimes you have to struggle because technology is always improving.
Yeah.
And day by day new languages are coming, and people sit down and all of a sudden they bring new language and you have to learn. Sometimes certain things you've already learned, it becomes obsolete, and then you have to learn new things and do. So there are struggles. Sometimes certain syntaxes and stuff they bring is different from what you know, but you always have to have an open mind to say, you know what, I need this tool to do this, so I have to learn it. Sure.
Wow. So let's get to the university.
Good.
If you were a university student today, what do you think would excite you or scare you the most about AI? Or taking AI or software engineering as a whole?
Okay. AI is scaring you. I know there is a myth though, people are saying AI will replace most developers because of what AI is currently doing. To scare, the scare will be, I think yes, when you are young and you don't know exactly what you want to do, it will scare you a bit because I think, when I was in uni, I was a bit scared and skeptical about what I will be in future. Okay, because already the scope is broad. You don't know whether you want to be a graphic designer, you want to be just an IT person, you want to be a software engineer. So already your mind is clouded, you don't know what to do. With the inception of AI, it cuts across different fields of work. So definitely you panic a bit. I will panic a bit about AI, but also I see AI to be like a companion. So most of your IDs you use, you see that they write it there, Copilot.
Copilot, exactly.
So it's supposed to aid you to achieve what you want to do, but not to replace you necessarily.
Okay.
Exactly. So
solely rely on it.
Good. That's one thing. Even recently, I was having a chat with my CEO and was like, "Hey, AI, if it builds something for you, I wasn't checking you. You don't have to rely on it because it's also an algorithm people have written, and then it gives you a solution. But you need to be a professional, or you need to learn what you want to do because AI is a tool.
Okay.
So if you completely rely on it and you want it to do the work for you, it does something you yourself you don't even know. So what you're trying to achieve, the AI can do a different thing for you. So if you don't know what you are doing, AI will mess you up. So it's supposed to be a tool to guide you to achieve what you want to do. It's supposed to ease your work, but not to replace you. So as a software engineer, if you're coming up and you're thinking every problem I have I give to AI to solve for me, then you are like an empty coconut and you want the robot to come and control you, and that you wouldn't even survive in the industry because you can't think for yourself. You need to use AI as a tool. Yep.
Wow. All right. So a lot of students want to get into software engineering. So what will you recommend to them, students who are planning to get into software engineering?
Do you mean those who want to start into software? What I'll advise to students is always try to get a problem, and then think of how to solve that problem. No matter how good you are or how techy you are, always it's about you finding solution towards the problem. So you have to think outside the box. You need to be someone who can ask questions, know the problem, know what people want, and then you provide solution. So I'll advise them that they should find problems, sit down to analyze those problems and how to solve them, and then they start to find the tools. So programming or software engineering, the tools we use or the languages, they are just tools. So when you understand the problem, you find the tool and use it to solve that problem.
Wow.
So I advise them, first of all, know how to get the problem, understand it, find the solution. Now you can start coding.
Yep. Wow. Okay, so do you think the university degree is enough to succeed you in the tech industry, or what else should students be doing whilst they are in school?
Good. I think the degree is in our space. It's only our space. Maybe I may be wrong, but it's only in my space that I've seen that people bring their degrees or their masters or their PhDs on the table, and yes, though when they come for interview, we give them practical stuff to solve. We give them a problem to solve, because our line of work is about what you can do, not what you hold. Okay, so in as much as the degree is important, the masters is important, you need to find more time to learn and then also build. That is the only way you become a good engineer, software engineer. If you don't build, how do you know? So with all the knowledge, if you really want to go maybe in the classroom to teach, then that's fine. But if you want to succeed as a good software engineer, you need to spend more time building, learning on your own, and bringing out solutions to problems. And there you can have all the experience you need. So being in school is good to get your certificate, but it's also good to really spend time to learn the job and learn the trade itself, and to spend time practicing your coding and finding solutions.
So let's on a scale of, let's say 1 to 100, if you are considering the university degree and you spending time to develop yourself with the skills, which one do you think will weigh more?
All right, so if you give me that way, I'll give you the answer this way. The certificate is going to make you eligible to go apply for the job.
Okay,
you get it? Because there will be an advertisement. There will be like, they need a software engineer. How will a person know you're a software engineer? Through your qualification or your certificate you have, right? So that you can use to apply for the job. Now what will land you the gig itself is when you actually do the thing, solve the problem. Good, you get the point. So the two work hand in hand. So you can be in your silo unless people really know your skill or what you can do, and then some people will really not mind. I've worked with certain people, they didn't even have degrees, but they are very good. But most of them turn out to do things by themselves. They build their own software, sometimes they build their own company, you see. But if you really want to go into the corporate world and then also want to apply for these jobs, the certification opens the door for you. And then what will make you stay and what will make you gain more is your skill, what you've spent time doing. I don't know if I've answered your question.
I've answered it perfectly. So what mistake do you normally see young people do when they are learning how to code? What is the common mistake you see young people do?
I see a lot of them. They just jump into the water. That they hear, oh, this Python is very good, so they go and sit down, they learn Python, they start practicing coding without even knowing what they are trying to solve. There's no problem. They are just saying they are learning Python, and you don't learn languages like that. It's like a carpenter just coming and say, hey, I learned that there is this mallet, this hammer is very good. So he goes to just take the hammer and starts to hammer anything. Or you see a shovel and they say, hey, this shovel really is cool. And then you go and take the shovel. What are you achieving with the shovel? So that's what a lot of young developers do. They go learning the Javas because they say, hey, the Java will land you job. But they don't even consider Java is a tool. So what problem am I having? Because when you come into the real life situation, you don't use the same tool for every kind of thing. Even though sometimes it will fit. Like a screw, right? You can use a knife to unscrew. You can also use a screwdriver. But which particular tool works best for that particular thing? You get the point. So a lot of young people just go learn the tools without learning or understanding what they want to do or building, and I think that's a great mistake.
Okay, good. So the next question is, how are internships, open source contributions and personal projects important for students?
Very, very important. Very important. like I told you when I started, if not that I took that internship role, I would have just been in school, just learning to get first class. And when I complete and I come out with my first class, I wouldn't have any job because it's just a certificate. And then when I go and apply for the job, I'm now coming to learn. And in a real life situation, no one has time to now come and teach you how to apply what you learned. You need to come and add value. So I have my company, I need software engineers to come and give me solutions. Then I go and get a young guy who is coming to tell me an algorithm is what because he has first class. No. Right when he comes, I want to tell him, hey, this person wants us to build a software to do this and that and that. You need to be able to build it. And the only way you'll be able to do is to practice. So if you don't do internships, you don't do personal projects, you don't join with other people to find solutions to stuff, when you complete school, no one has the time. In Ghana here, no one will give you that time or that to grow. Yeah. That's one gap. So it's very important when as a software engineer, if you really want to prosper, once you are in level 200, you start taking on internships or projects. Anything that will keep you busy. And to get the skill is very important. Yeah.
Wow. So I quite remember I had a colleague of mine who was planning to study computer science in the university. I think he came across a video on the internet whereby a lecturer in one of the universities was trying to teach the students on how to build websites and all that. So the lecturer came there with a projector and key in some keywords into AI to generate a full stack website on e-commerce or something, just with some few prompts. Then the AI was able to do that like marvelously, very good. And really he did. It looks like my colleague he was like, then why is he going to the university to study if AI is able to do this? So he became, emotionally, he was thinking that if AI is going to do this, then he feels like he should learn, he should pick up a skill in AI that is going to help him to, develop maybe websites or solve problems than he going to the university for maybe 4 years and just going to study, a whole software engineering on their own, very difficult with mathematics and all those things. Do you think that is a best decision for him?
Okay, so like I told you from the beginning, yes, AI is also a tool. And if you see the engineers of AI, they are supposed to understand software engineering because it's programming that has created AI, has birthed AI. You get the point? Good. So if you want to succeed in software engineering, know how to use the tool to help you achieve what you want to do, but not neglecting the fundamentals or basics of software engineering. You need to learn how to program things on your own. Now you use the AI to aid you, because putting the prompts there and the AI building for you is like a lay person just giving some prompt. It will build something for you, but you need to guide it. You need to guide that to give you the best of solutions. And I've used AI in most of my programming, and I still use them. Even the prompts, if you don't give the right prompts and you're lazy about your prompt, it will build a thing for you. You will think you are done. But it takes you with experience to be able to test to know that, hey, this is what you did is wrong. There are certain times you give a prompt to the two agents, we call them agents, all right? You give it to the agents to develop the thing for you. It writes the code. Immediately it writes, and I go to the summary to look at what it wrote. So when I analyze it, I could tell it that, hey, you know what, this particular thing, you summed all these values. For the AI, you believe in it so much that it has finished doing whatever it's done, so you think all the calculations are correct. But when you keenly look at it, take a look at it, because of you also being a programmer and knowing how it does the things, you can just go there and know that, hey, you summed all these values. It's not supposed to be like that. Once I gave that prompt to the AI, it was like, you are right. Okay, so I have to rewrite it this way. So imagine it's someone who doesn't really know that.
Exactly.
He just builds it and gives it to the client. The client says, hey, it's cool. But at the end of the day, you'll be losing money, and there'll be issues. And if you don't even understand the software engineer, how do you solve the problem the AI has created for you?
Wow.
Do you understand? So he shouldn't be discouraged. He should learn to be a software engineer, but also he needs to learn how to use AI as a tool to aid him in his work, so he becomes a perfect programmer.
Wow.
All right.
Wow. That is well explained. So, do you think Africa is ready for AI revolution?
Africa is already there. We're already doing stuff with the AI. There are people outside. I've had a couple of people outside that comes to me, okay, that I work with, some colleagues outside, that we do certain things with AI, and even to train some agents to do certain things in their world. So, and there are a lot of AI, let me say, gurus in Africa, and the Western people see our potential, and then they come and harvest us. So, and there are lots of AI companies too, even here in Ghana, that are doing amazing stuff.
Wow.
All right, so if you say, is Africa ready for AI, I can say we're already there. Yes, it's just that the noise is not so much like what the outsiders are doing. But I know a lot of developers and a lot of software guys really doing AI. Yeah.
Wow.
So Africa is always ready. It's just that Africa is sometimes slow in adapting to technology. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. We even do stuff for the Western culture.
Wow.
There are people really learning and doing stuff with AI.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you very much.
Sure.
So, if you are watching this particular episode, what I want you to do right there is subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like, make sure you share to your friends to keep them updated. Mr. Henry Miller, we are getting to a stage whereby you are going to share with us a few words or a few advice for us. Yeah. So, what is one lesson from your journey that completely changed how you approach learning or building in tech?
I feel it's all about belief, and also it's time. As a software engineer, right, don't be swayed by, let me say, noise around. Technology is improving, the things are changing. Don't be swayed to follow trends, like, hey, this tool is cool, hey, I'm using this, so you go. They say React, you go to React. They say Angular, you go to Angular. You become a jack of all trade, master of none. And it's good to learn tools, but
jack of all trade, master of none.
Yes, you do all this, but what do you really use those things to do? Like, you don't really achieve anything. You just want to learn or know them so that you can brag about it, that, hey, I do React, I do this, I do PHP, I do Java. What have you really done with those tools? Like, what problems have you solved? Always I say software is about giving solutions to problems. All right, so what solutions have you been able to give using all those tools? So don't just rush into learning things because people say there is money in it. Don't chase after the money like that. Chase after building something, okay? Building knowledge, equipping yourself, finding problems, solving them, and the money will chase you. Because once you build something which is out there and it's giving a solution to people, it becomes something people will rely on, and people will pay for something which is good. Okay, but if you want to chase clouds, and most of young software engineers I see always want to brag about things. They want to prove a point. I don't know what you are proving to, or who you are proving to, or what you're trying. Like, I've never seen any very good developer who is bragging about, I know this particular kind of languages. They tell you the kind of projects they have undertaken. You get it. And once you see those projects, no one will tell you they are good. But if you come bragging about what you can do, all the complexities, or the and we like using most of our jargons. Hey, I'm writing some algorithm, I'm writing, mentioning all these big words just to confuse people, to show them that, yeah, I'm doing polymorphism to do what? What solution is polymorphism given to a layman or whatever, like the businesses? But people want to show complexity. But most of the good things that happens is just simplicity. Okay, building something so simple.
Wow. You made mention of the financial aspect. I think that just crossed my mind. People say that it's really, a lot of money as a software engineer. So is it just a mere saying by people, or it's actually true as a software engineer?
Okay.
And if it's true, on an average salary rate, how much do software engineers earn?
You can Google it yourself.
I would like to know your perspective.
You can see the price range if you go to Google it. Is out there. But what I can tell you is that it is not about money. Build your skill first. If you build your skill, you will see that opportunities will be chasing you. Like I said, you are finding solutions to problems, right? So imagine you are the only person who is able to build this particular solution so well. Guess what? Who is going to chase after you? The Google is chasing after you. All those big companies, tech companies are chasing after you because there is something you are offering. You are offering something, some solution. So build your skills, and like I'm telling you, people will pay anything when you are giving them that solution. So first of all, be valuable. Build yourself. Have so much. Be a repository of knowledge and skills that give solutions to people, and that's it. You'll be cool. You'll be good.
Wow. That's nice. So if you could speak directly to your 20 years old self, what advice will you give?
Yep. Henry, you have to believe and believe in the process. Yep. Believe in the process that you can do it. And there is no problem, or there is no challenge that is greater than you. You can do it.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow. All right. So finally, what is that one message you want every student listening to take away from this conversation? That one message.
Build your values and your skills, and everything will be fine. Values and skills, that's the most important thing to succeed.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Thank you very much, Mr. Henry Miller, and you have really said a lot, and I'm sure my listeners have also learned a lot from whatever you have said.
Sure.
So as we begin to wrap up this conversation, I want to say a very big thank you to our listeners. I want to say thank you very much for spending time to watch to the end of this conversation. And Mr. Henry Miller too as well.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for being my very first guest too as well on this podcast.
I'm happy to be here.
You are able to deliver successfully, and you have shared your idea perspective about software engineering and tech space as a whole.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
For spending time with
I'm
us.
happy to be here.
All right. So thank you very much for listening, and don't forget, if this conversation you have found value in it, you have learned something from it, don't forget to share with your friends, like, repost it, and subscribe to this channel for more reviews, for more conversations like this. My name is Selly, and this had been Chat with Selly's podcast. Until we meet again, bye-bye.